Hi, welcome to my channel. I always talk about damaged hair and I always let you talk about damaged hair. I'd like this channel to be a support system for you because you need a way to navigate out of your damage. And you don't know how to do that because you don't know how you got into damage. So if we could get you to label your damage, understand how you got there and what you might have to do to pull yourself out of damage. It's important to know the layers of damage. It's like an onion. And if you don't know your layers of damage, then how do you know when they clear up? I think that we live with damaged hair so much that we forget what our hair is like when it's healthy. Or should we say, because I don't like to use the word healthy, because I think it's been misused. So why don't we say wellness? Because hair does have a certain amount of wellness that is with this lifestyle. And when you have your hair living in a lifestyle that you're constantly adding to it and putting back, then you have a happy hair life, all right? But I think it's important that you understand your hair damage. Not one person is the same on how they accumulated their damage. So your sister won't be the same, neither will your brother. So even though you sit back and you think, um, this is family, maybe it's hereditary, a lot of it, we, should we say, damage our hair every day, doing the wrong stuff to it. And so if we could learn a little bit more about how to take our hair to the next level of wellness, oh my God, that would be so great. It would be so helpful. There's a hair crisis right now. What we're looking at is people sitting at home and have spent lots of money and they're still damaged. The hair is still not growing. They still don't understand the science of wellness. So here I would like to be able to talk with you, give you different techniques, and share my 30 years experience with you of specializing in damaged hair. With this understanding, I think you can grow and stop a lot of your hair damage. A lot of it is done because we're just not aware. So this channel is not sponsored by anyone. It is my, um, should we say, giving back, doing what the phenomenal hair clients wanted me to do. They wanted me to help others with damaged hair. They wanted to find the answers to controlling damaged hair. And if they wanted to live with their natural curl, they wanted to be able to do that. And a lot of us, a lot of times, I think what happens is that we don't get to that healthy spot where we feel comfortable with our hair wellness. And so we just struggle with it and we spend product, we ask professionals. However, you still get into a rut with the conditioning of your hair. My techniques are inspired by clients for clients. So I think that you'll find many results by just changing your conditioning habits. Um, I've seen it done for years, and the phenomenal hair clients have done very well with it. I call them phenomenal hair clients because they did the work. They stopped using products that weren't giving them results. They started learning the layers of damage, and they were patient enough to let those layers grow out. Because remember, hair is similar to a garden. You kind of have to wait for the seasons to change in order to change your hair damage. So being patient with your hair is something that is very important, and it'll help you stay focused on your hair goals. So let's think about going to the next level of wellness by understanding our damaged hair and how you became damaged. That's personal. No one else has gone down that road but you. And even though you have a lot of information that will get your hair well, you still need guidance and support. So I hope this channel will be guidance as well as support during your transitioning into hair wellness. I want to thank you so much for sending your hair questions to ditahair911 at gmail.com. We do have a big question for today. The big question is when three or more questions come in asking the same question. Today's big question is we have heard that This person has heard that you can do cornrows, braids, etc., weaves. You can do them healthy. And so when, here again, I don't like that word healthy because it's been abused. So they're saying that they can maintain decent growth rate. They can maintain uh, decent conditioning. For instance, dryness level, protein levels are all normal. With the cornrows, braids, dreadlocks, um, let's see what else they have here. You get the idea. They're very beautiful styles. I don't have a personal opinion as far as I think they're great, and the way they wear them is so pretty that I really like the style. However, scientific wise, the style isn't very beneficial. It does have its setback. It does have its setbacks. And so what happens is that when you're looking at braids, you're not looking at deep conditioning. You're not looking at, because it will loosen the braids and the style. You're not looking at shampooing as often. You're not looking at massaging as often. Here again, these things have a tendency to wear more on the style. Brushing can't be done. And I've heard and read where brushing isn't beneficial. However, scientifically, if you're having a boar brush, it will carry the natural oils throughout the hair. That helps the hair maintain its moisture. So I think that brushing has a purpose. And what I've learned in my research, that brushing is a must-do. I also think that the cornrows I've never seen them develop into healthiness. Here again, let's say wellness. I keep trying to stay away from that word healthy. Wellness, because of the deep conditioning, the brushing, the massaging, the monitoring, all that really can't be done. And then they are saying now that, when I say they, I have read in professional places, magazines, I still keep up my research. And what I read is that they just don't have, uh, should we say they're drying, it's a chemical. And if you're doing natural hair, it still has to be chemically treated, still has to be chemically sanitized. So this is what destroys the hair in being healthy or wellness for the actual hair strands. So a lot of times, and a lot of stylists have confirmed it, that they too have seen not a healthy scalp, nor healthy growth rate, nor, you know, should we say, wellness with the braids. So, and there's many reasons why. And we can, if you write me, I'll have a class on it, or I'll do a post on it. But there is issues, and there's scientifically issues. They even have proven that the weight of the braids have been damaging to the hair follicle. So, that's the Hair Association. And my next post, we're going to look into um, the balding association, the healthy. They have oh, I forgot what it's called, but I'll do a post on it. And there's several professional places like the Balding Association that comments on hair and the condition and what they have found scientifically. So we need to look at that and be observant of it, because it's very important that we understand all the aspects of a hairstyle before we take it on. So that is a hairstyle, and now they're saying that they have hairstyles that they glue in, as far as hair, and then they don't take it out for 6 months to a year. I mean, it's not that it gets taken out; they have to revisit the stylist to reinstate, but it's only twice a year. So I don't know how that would help the stylist make any money, but I guess maybe they'll make it very expensive. My point is this. Braids are just not proven to me to be for instance, if I wanted a client to take her to the next level of hair wellness, I will not suggest going into braids for 6 months. I'm just not going to reach my hair goals. And it's scientific proof behind it. So I understand that you have heard that. I'm not trying to, I guess, say anybody's wrong. That's my opinion, and it's my research. And so that's what I have to give you as far as my experience. So it's totally my preference. Okay, so you might read better, and I won't say better. You might read something different, but I have scientific proof that will back up why braids are not as healthy as we thought they would be or could be. So I always caution my clients to say, hey, can you go into a bigger braid? You know, they've got such pretty braids, and you don't have to destroy the hair to do it. But, you know, of course, people also like the style because you literally can get up, go to work, go work out, start your day, and you don't have to be bothered with your hair. So I do see the attraction, but to answer you, I have to look at it from a scientific point of view. And scientific, it the pros out don't outweigh the cons. The first email question: stylist has told me that I have to live with my damage, that I just have to wait till it goes away. Um, I don't like commenting on stylists because I understand they're trying to work hard. And the average stylist that I have known throughout my career is really trying to do their job. They want to help you. They just don't teach us to specialize in damaged hair. Remember, damaged hair hasn't been this damaged in centuries. So there's no pre-setup to help it. And that's probably why I was made, because I didn't have anywhere to really go. It was all information was bits and pieces, and I had to really, you know, focus and graft and see what was going on. And then, of course, having the clients participate, it just gave me more information on what worked and what science played a part in. There's books you can read too that are very interesting, and maybe I'll do a post on that. Just reading healthy hair books that are out there on the market as we speak. I think, let's see, is it Amazon or is it Audio? But I'm sure I've seen some decent, and I read hair books all the time. So my point to you is that, how can I say it? Stylists are trying to do their best job. They do study the product that they sell. And so if their product that they like can help you, then that's great. However, I also noticed that a lot of clients don't go back. So the stylist is kind of stabbing in the dark if you only asked her that question first time. So try to give your stylist as much detail as possible. Try to go back and see if she can solve the problem. And if you really feel like she just doesn't have the information, there's literally nowhere to go. That's my whole point in starting this channel. If we don't have anywhere to go to make sure we to make sure we can have sound answers and maybe help layer the damage, then we're just stabbing in the dark again. So hairstylists mean well. It's not that they don't want to solve your problem, but one, you've got to go back. The stylist, you may very well have a mild problem of dehydration, and she can take care of it. So it's only when you get deep in the issues like, um, you know, I would think heavy oils or oils that are not letting your product in, or uh, that's your natural oils from your scalp can be very resistant and won't let product sink in. Um, Here again, there's all these other, um, should we say, side effects or all these other issues that need to be dealt with. And unless you can peel back those layers and understand how your hair acts when it's well, then how can you understand when it's sick? So you've got to be able to know that transition. And that's another thing braids don't do, is they don't allow you to see your hair transition to better. So you need to watch for that, and you need to be aware of what to watch for. So you must understand that, yes, all stylists do not have the specializing technique. Over-the-counter products are good for you as long as you don't have a serious problem. Over-the-counter products are not going to work just as good as your stylist is not going to work in the event your problem has gone in the other direction. and has sinked into layers, that onion, layers of damage. At that point, that's when things get complicated. And you might need to write in to me. Not saying other stylists. Try to talk to another stylist. Here again, I don't know how bad your hair problem is. My clients that come to me, they are threatening baldness. They are trying to stay healthy or maintain healthiness. They don't want to get sick, so they want to know what it takes not to get sick. And then the ones that come to me who are willing to change and who are willing to say, you know what, I need more, better techniques, better education to get to another level of hair wellness. I want to go to another level of hair wellness. I don't want to walk around with dryness for another month or two. I want to know what I can do to work on it. And so that's great. But before you get to that point, you have to really get very damaged where you can just say, this is not what I'm putting up with. I want to change. So that's where my clients are. They're more like, I've got to change. I won't have hair if I don't. I'll try anything because I'm losing my hair anyway. So I hate to say that because they sound pretty desperate, don't they? I love my clients and I really appreciate them for making that change and putting in the work that changes your hair to the next level of wellness. The second email question, can dryness be only on the ends? No. If your ends are brittle and dry and frizzy and won't curl, you need what? Both. You need protein and moisture. And you need lots of it as often as you can. And deep conditioning here. Again, this is not conditioning from the outside with cold product. It's heated product and it gets deep into the hair shaft. So we don't think that your ends are not telling. I tell my clients the ends are the tell-all. If something's going on with your hair, you can tell it by your ends. So if your ends are dry and tangly, it's because you need deep conditioning and you need it now. Third email question. She has a habit of bleaching her hair. She does it professionally, but recent months she was dissatisfied with the professional color, high lift, and so she has gone to doing it at home. And I guess she's asking me, how should she condition? Often, all the time. A lot of moisture. Here again, I applaud you. I applaud you for uh, to doing your own uh, bleaches. Be careful and definitely condition. Put back what you take out. It will be so helpful. Hair facts. Our hair facts today is nice. I love hair facts. Remember, it goes into your hair folder. It helps you create a hair folder where you can go back and have your notes when you have questions. Um, the hair facts is today we're going to talk about living with hair damage. What happens is that hair damage starts off slow. And because it doesn't happen fast and it doesn't create it overnight, people tend to live with the damage. And so if we knew more about hair wellness, we would say, you know what, my hair is kind of toxic right now. Let me figure out how I can balance this out. I know I probably need deep conditioning. How often do I need it? Put it on your calendar. Have an understanding of how much dryness you have. You're either a lot dry or not dry or very little dry, but know what it is. And then it will fluctuate. So some days you'll look on your calendar and you'll be able to note that it's dry. But if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing by deep conditioning, then of course it should say, hey, doing fine this week. So looking at your progress over time, even if you have to use a calendar, is very important. Because if you have that calendar, you can keep track of, one, you don't get behind. And then if you end up getting behind, it won't be as devastating to your hair because the hair has always been filled up with good nutrition. Um, you, Drying your hair is a big deal. And sometimes we don't realize that when we dry and tint, we're putting our hair under a lot of stress because our hair also goes through the stress that we have during the day. So if you step out and it's real windy, that's hard on your hair. If you step out and it's real rainy, that's hard on your hair. So hair has, it's a dead appendage, but it has living matter. And I do think that the daily styling and then the weather, it does a lot to our hair to take away from it. So we do need to understand how to put back what we take out. We need to understand what our hair is like when it's getting stressed. We need to know how to stop it and what to do to stop it. So if you say, oh, I went swimming 2 days in a row and my hair is dry, you've caught it early. Go ahead and put back your moisture. Then later on, you won't see the tangling and the breakage that you would see normally if you didn't do it. So today we want you to, stop living with damaged hair. Start start doing something about it. When you can sit back and say, you know what, I need a deep heat conditioner, and I need it twice in a row. Put back what you take out. It's like a bank. You can't subtract if you haven't deposited. Um, I want to thank you for staying, and I want to thank you for if I talk to a lot of clients or a lot of followers who are actually making the change. And I am so proud of you for making this change. You've done a lot for yourself as well as for your hair. And your hair will show it. If you condition better, your hair will show it. So I just want you to take out time to calm down, think about your conditioning. And I'm so glad to see some of you starting to do that. You're becoming a phenomenal hair client, and not all that is giving damaged hair a voice. Letting someone know that you're not alone in their damaged hair and their hair breakage or their hair thinness. So definitely take out time to push the like button, subscribe. It's free. I would like you to leave a comment. It really helps YouTube know that you're contacting me. I love the emails, and I understand why you use the emails because you can explain more about your hair situation, and I can reply better to your hair question. So, but thank you for letting me put your hair question on the on my channel. Uh, but I want you to think about maybe notification, leaving a comment, push the like button. I really would appreciate it. I volunteer my time, and I'm happy to do that as long as you're interacting with me. And I know that I'm out there helping someone. I want this channel to be supportive to the damaged hair clients at home who doesn't know what to do for their hair, and they're not watching their hair gain length. So let's try to change that. If we can't get it to gain length, let's get it to take it to another level of wellness. Sometimes you have to bargain, right? I want you to go have a good hair day. No, I want you to go have a better hair day than you did yesterday. Remember to love your hair because it loves you. Thank you so much. Bye now.